Hello everyone and welcome to the 6th Peter Townsend Memorial Conference on Poverty and the Sustainable Development Goals from the Local to the Global. My name's Lauren Winch and I'm the manager of the Bristol Poverty Institute, or BPI for short, at the University of Bristol. We're pleased to welcome you to the first online iteration of our biennial conference, which was established in memory of Professor Peter Townsend, a world-leading social scientist who revolutionised poverty research and who built the University of Bristol's reputation for cutting-edge poverty and exclusion research. I'm delighted to introduce Professor Simon Tormey, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Law here at Bristol, who is going to officially open our conference.
Thanks very much, Lauren. Thanks, everyone. I'm just checking that everyone can hear me. Because
yes, we can. We can hear and see you.
All right, that's terrific. Thanks very much. And I know people are kind of filtering in, so I will try to keep my comments brief, although no one told me how long I should speak for, so always fatal. Put a microphone in front of a dean's nose. Anyway, my name is Tormey. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Law, relatively recently arrived 2019, so this is my first BPI event, but really looking forward to seeing how things go. Our university is well known, I guess, to most people on this call, so I won't lecture you on how many students and turnover and all those kind of things that deans want to do. But just to say, our faculty, I think, is one of the reasons why I came to Bristol. Very well known for its treatment of social justice issues. We have a very strong social policy program, one of the strongest in the world, as you know, and BPI institutionally is housed in the School of Social Policy. I also want to point out Bristol University Press as well, which is in our faculty, which many of you I know write for and engage with. It's a fantastic press which deals many of the issues that will be raised in the course of the next couple of days, and I do urge you in your spare time to have a look at their work as well. But just some headlines about what we are about. So our faculty is composed of 7 schools. We've got the business-facing disciplines, but also education, which has a very strong social justice agenda as well, politics, sociology, law, and as well as Bristol University Press. School of Policy Studies is quite an unusual construct in the British system. As you know, social policy tends to be allied to sociology or otherwise linked in with other disciplines. But here at Bristol, it's a freestanding school and a really successful one. Quite a number of world-renowned research groups, extremely distinguished senior researchers, and we're really proud of the work that it does. And I think poverty is one of those kind of natural research areas that schools really needs to have at the forefront of its work. And therefore, I'm really delighted that one of our 2 SRIs, as we call them at University of Bristol, strategic research initiatives, the other one is migration. But poverty is one of the 2 that we house in this faculty. And it's absolutely going gangbusters. And I think the success of organizing this event is really a sign of how strong it's going. It's been going since 2017 under the very able and well-known stewardship of Dave Gordon, as of course many of you will know, and Lauren Winch, who introduced me, who's our administrator and an academic aficionado behind the scenes as well. So I do want to say a big thanks to both those 2 colleagues. We know it is very suboptimal conditions for organizing anything at the moment, but we also know that we're adapting quite well. I take part in quite a lot of Zoom events of one kind or another, and it does mean the upside, isn't it, is that it's accessible technology. And I think there would be many people on this call and at this conference who probably couldn't have made it for whatever reasons, logistical or financial. But the great benefit of being online for these events is that, of course, that we can reach out and include people from across the world and people not necessarily with a university affiliation. And that's really important when we come to talking about social justice issues and poverty issues. By definition, we have people who are activists or people involved in NGOs, social movements and so on, who might not otherwise have had the wherewithal to join us. So I hope that this format works for you. I know we're also missing out on some of those things that conferences generally inspire and foster, which is social contact, the networking, the drinks in hand, and so on. All that's very important as well. And I do know that the organisers have tried to make up a little bit, having some networking events at the end of the days. So please do stick around for those things. I know it's kind of feels a bit artificial. We'd much rather be sitting in a pub or a restaurant, but it is important, as we know, professionally and socially, to have those contacts and to find out what other people are doing, and more generally to just stay connected, isn't it? That's the price we're paying at the moment. So well done, Lauren and David, for making sure that we've got some social events as well to look forward to at the end of the day. I hope that's enough to give you an orientation. I really hope that, and I anticipate this is going to be a really successful event on an absolutely signal issue that confronts everybody who cares about social justice and global politics today, the issue of poverty. Good luck over the next couple of days, and really looking forward to seeing how it's unfolding. And on that note, I'll pass you back to Lauren and David.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Simon, for that fantastic introduction. It was really great and exactly what we were hoping for. So really, really appreciate that. So we're just going to give a bit more information about the Bristol Poverty Institute here. So I'm just going to go back to my presentation. So as Simon mentioned, we were established in 2017, and the BPI was designed to address the first Sustainable Development Goal to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. However, poverty is not restricted to this Sustainable Development Goal, as I'm sure this audience is aware, but is rather a cross-cutting issue with relevance to most, if not all, of the other goals as well. These goals provide a blueprint to help all countries around the world to work together to achieve a better and more sustainable future, free from the scourge of poverty. We recognise, however, that the SDGs themselves are not a perfect model, and whilst our conference is therefore broadly framed around the interconnected SDGs, we have designed sessions which deliberately cut across them and explore the challenges in different ways. And this reflects our remit to facilitate interdisciplinary approaches and explore the interface of different social, political, and environmental dimensions, with the ultimate aim of translating our research into evidence-informed policy and practice. So to help us in this ambition, we're very lucky to have a great management team and a strong advisory board consisting of leading academics in the fields of education, sociology, child health, personal finance, water and sanitation, engineering, and of course, direct poverty research itself. Building from our advisory board's expertise and direction, we aim to become a global centre of excellence for poverty research. We've got a list up on the screen here of our advisory board members. If you're interested in meeting with some of them or our management team, please come along to our Meet the Team session later on today, as Simon mentioned in his presentation. Welcome to have a drink of your own in hand if you choose to. And more information on that is available on the Four Waves platform. Since we launched in 2017, we've engaged over 300 University of Bristol academics, representing all 6 of our university faculties through our wide programme of support and activities. So that includes seminars and webinars, obviously, nowadays, workshops, our mailing list, matchmaking researchers with opportunities for funding or collaboration, and providing tailored supporting guidance. The BPI has several key areas of focus, and building on these, we spent the last year developing 5 interdisciplinary research clusters in recognition of the fact that quite often the best and most impactful projects bring together perspectives and approaches from disparate fields, and we're really, really keen to encourage that. So our internal research clusters are child health and development, livelihoods and debt, education, food and nutrition, and multidimensional poverty measurement. These clusters have formed the foundation of our conference structure, and we're really pleased to have sessions which are being organised and chaired by our research cluster leads, including several of our really promising early career researchers. So whilst most of the sessions are therefore coordinated by our own academics, we have proactively sought contributions from international and also non-academic participants. So events like this are really important to us, So we're really keen to develop partnerships with policymakers and practitioners, as well as connections to people with lived experience of poverty, to try and ensure that the projects conducted by our academics are co-produced and driven by the needs of research users and the communities they serve, to help maximise the ultimate impact of research on the ground. So we therefore actively encourage non-academic engagement in this conference, as well as many of our other activities, including our successful Poverty Dimensions of COVID-19 webinar series, which was launched last year. If you're interested in that, we've got recordings on our website. We'll share a link in a later slide. So this slide here just shows some of the organisations who are taking part in this conference and or who've been part of that COVID-19 webinar series or other previous events or projects with the BPI. And this is just a selection. There are many others as well. So it's really fantastic that we're getting such good engagement from beyond academia, because we really value the importance of that. But we do also recognise that different professional, academic and civic communities will have access to different sources of information, different data sets, different tools for analysis, and may also actually have different immediate priorities. But we are, however, all driven by the ultimate aim of reducing poverty, and therefore by bringing together a range of perspectives at this conference, we seek to improve our understanding of the different dimensions, causes and consequences of poverty. Just to let you know, this conference is actually part of the University of Bristol's first month-long online festival of international research and partnerships, which is celebrating the breadth, depth and strength of our international work at all levels, from undergraduate students right through to illustrious visiting professors. The festival will be running until the 19th of May, with many more events still to come. There's a link on the slide here, which will go up on our website. So do check out the festival webpage for more information. So I've just given you a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the Bristol Poverty Institute here. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. If you'd like to find out more about us, please do check out our website and our Twitter. We'll be live tweeting throughout the event and encourage you to do so as well, using our conference hashtag BPI Conference 2021. We also have a professional scribe, Jorge, who will be illustrating the discussions taking place throughout the conference, which is really exciting. So we'll be sharing updates from him a couple of times through the day via our blog, the first link there on the slides, and also via Twitter. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong screen where I scrolled there. We have a fantastic programme of talks over the next 3 days with a wide range of speakers and participants. You should have received this overview in your delegate pack, as well as a more detailed programme and biographies and abstracts for our wonderful speakers as well. So as you can see, we've got a good mixture of presentations, workshops and networking opportunities. So we hope you'll stick with us despite the Zoom fatigue that we know a lot of people are feeling. We particularly encourage you, as Professor Tormey mentioned, to come along to our networking sessions via Remo, and also our interactive poster sessions to meet and chat with other delegates. And we'll also be running a half-hour lightning talk session during the lunch break today, where we'll be opening up the floor to a few contributions after sharing the talks which we've received in advance. So that's at 1 o'clock today, and you can access the link via the 4-wave schedule. So our first session will be starting in 5 minutes. We don't want to start early in case people are planning on joining us on time for that. So we're just going to pause now for a short refreshment break. So grab yourself a coffee, glass of water, take your eyes away from the screen for a few minutes, and we'll be back at 9:50 to kick off that first session.